on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and enjoy some funny Canadian memes. It is time once again to take a look at these silly internet pictures with text on them that are honestly not only both entertaining, but oftentimes rather educational for me to learn sort of unique, kind of detailed, quirky things about Canadian culture that I wouldn't probably learn anywhere else except for these funny internet pictures. So it's honestly enjoyable in many ways, and I'm excited to see what we have today, starting with this absolute classic of a meme, Meanwhile in Canada. And oh my gosh, I know about the Canadian geese. I know about their reputation, their behavior, how they strike fear into Canadians. And honestly, what do you expect if you're feeding them Tim Hortons coffee? Or maybe this Canadian geese I don't even want to know what this geese did to the poor Canadian that it stole this cup of coffee from and is drinking it out of. Or maybe it just got the coffee and the Canadian was just like, okay, just take it. Like, whatever. I'm not gonna even try to get this back. But it's probably scary and frightening, whatever this Canadian goose did after this picture was taken. But the text says, meanwhile in Canada. I hope this is not a common occurrence, or I am very, very scared for Canada, because I know the Canadian geese already are pretty badly behaved, especially compared to the geese here in America, which are honestly, pretty nice. People give them bread, not coffee. I don't even know what that would do. But anyway, moving on to this meme. This is just snow. Oh, here we go. Canadian vocabulary lesson, snert. That lovely cross between snow and dirt in early spring. Snert. Oh, this has a name. I've encountered this before. There's snow in the United States sometimes. Not nearly as the reputation that Canada has for having, cold, long, intense winters, but I've encountered some snert. I never realized there was a word for it. I guess Canadians really have to deal with the snert, the snow and dirt here. I like that someone just took a picture of it just to make a meme and to clarify exactly what this is called. Is it just me that didn't know this was called snert? Or do Canadians call this snert? And I think at this point, I just kind of enjoy saying this word, snert, snert. The rest of this video is just me saying snert. And not, okay, just kidding, moving on. All right, next we have Meanwhile in Canada, except this time, instead of a goose drinking coffee, it's friendly, fun-loving Canadians waiting in line, squirting what looks to be a Canadian police officer with a water gun, and he's actually giggling very merrily, squirting them back with a water bottle. This scenario has never occurred in the United States, ever. I would actually be very scared to pull out anything that looks like a gun, like a water gun or toy, and point it at an American police officer, because I don't know what would happen, and I'm very scared about what would happen. And I sincerely doubt that the American officer would be giggling merrily, squirting me back with water. But this is lovely to see. If this, a nice Canadian sort of interaction here, it's honestly kind of nice, actually, all joking aside, seeing like a nice interaction between law enforcement and people, because that's how it's supposed to be. They're supposed to be the public defenders of public good. And look out for the public and have your best interest in mind, and they're public servants, and we should all be just laughing, having water gun fights. But instead, the horrors of the American police are probably kind of known, and obviously we have good police officers as well that work very hard and are good people. But I'm not here to get bogged down in in some kind of American police discussion, but I did enjoy that meme. That is funny, the more I think about that picture. Okay, and how different it is to the United States, unfortunately. Canadian middle finger. Oh, wow. How, yes, very subtle. Is this what Canadians have been doing under the mittens all along? Where I thought Canadians were just like standing in line or going about their day whenever I, see a video or a picture or something. If they're wearing mittens, from this day forward, I'm going to always wonder if they have a middle finger up under that mitten, some kind of passive aggressive. I don't know why that would be unless I've done something wrong. Or is the act of raising your mitten up the middle finger? Or is there a middle finger under the mitten? I'm not sure, but it's funny. The Canadian middle finger. I had no idea. Wow, now I know. Now I know. They're not waving at me all friendly. Canadians might be giving me the middle finger should the day ever arise that a gloved Canadian encounters me. Okay. Next we have, oh my, apparently the deputy mayor? Wow, who, what is this? Honestly, my first thought about this meme, if you can even call it a meme, it's honestly just a weird photo, is this real? Is she the deputy mayor somewhere in Canada? This looks like a photo that would have been taken in America. Like maybe like in the South or something, like is she riding a lawnmower? Like, did they vote for her for mayor? She mows up onto your lawn wanting votes and is like, I'll cut your grass and I'll cut your taxes. I'd vote for her if she had that slogan. Honestly, seems pretty nice. Seems very friendly. I just don't really associate a person in a dress with a Canadian flag on a lawnmower. I feel like that would be an American flag. That's like that's like a Southern American thing, like riding around on lawnmowers for fun in the streets and parades. I've actually seen that before. But very fun nonetheless. Okay. I'd like more context for that photo, but that's just my thoughts on it without any context at all. Very good. Next we have Meanwhile in Canada. We have a lot of Meanwhile in Canada memes today. I don't mind it. Meanwhile in Canada, Canadian tiramisu. Wow. This is clever. And I've never stared at a pile of ice and snow and thought that it looked appetizing. But when you call this Canadian tiramisu, this chunk of snow looks like a layered cake or something. This looks tasty. I can't believe this meme is having me consider taking a bite out of disgusting snert, what we just learned before, snert, snow, layers. And it does look kind of like a layered cake or tiramisu, I think. What? That's actually pretty clever. Okay, nice. That was a good one. All right, next we have Canada, where cleaning the driveway is an Olympic event. My God. Even in American news, I've never seen something like this. A car, and this can't be common in Canada. This has to be exceptional as well. This car is not just covered, but there's like 20 feet of snow on top of it. And God bless this guy, this Canadian, trying to unbury it. I don't know where he has to go, but I think they'd understand if he didn't make it. This is just, man, I mean, I get it, I guess, because it's so covered in snow that you can't just wait for the snow to melt like you would in the United States. We get 1 inch of ice on our car and we're like, I'm sorry, nobody could possibly deal with this. This is outrageous. We can't come to work. There's like this much snow on our car. This is actually legit. Like, you can't go anywhere. Man, I wonder if a snowstorm caused this, or perhaps like some snow fell off of someone's house onto this car. I don't even know how this happens. That's crazy. And yes, the meme. Cleaning the driveway is an Olympic event. More like a week-long marathon or something, because it's going to take forever. and you are going to be strong. You're going to be a strong Canadian if you shovel all the snow off that car. Man, what a workout. Gosh, I don't even want to think about that guy having to get all that snow off. That's crazy. Saskatchewan. Easy to draw, hard to spell. Yeah, true. What can you even say about this other than truer words were never spoken? Saskatchewan, I do often forget how the Canadian provinces are shaped exactly. Saskatchewan is almost a perfect rectangle. Not quite. I don't know. I almost wish they had just made it a perfect rectangle, right? I don't know who all those people are living in the southeastern part of Saskatchewan, but maybe that you could like join the next province over, and it'd be real easy to draw. Just drop your whole life and everything in your home and have to live in a different province, so we all can have an easier time drawing Saskatchewan. Makes perfect sense. Hard to spell. Oh my. Easy to draw, hard to spell. Again, what else is there to say but truer words were never spoken? Someone needs to get a tattoo of this. That's like, what wise words. All right, another Meanwhile in Canada meme. Meanwhile in Canada, we'll play hockey for food. I mean, if that's the skill you have, is this a common, Canadians who are down on their luck, they rely on their inherent Canadian skill of hockey playing in exchange for food. That's kind of a never-ending cycle, though. It's kind of an issue if you think about it. Maybe I'm thinking about this too deeply, but if you're playing hockey, that's going to make you hungry. That's expending energy. Then you're going to need the food that you're exchanging the hockey for. Like, he's going to play hockey for food. Then you're just hungry again because you ate all the food, just played a bunch of hockey as payment, and now you need more food, and you got to play more hockey to get the food, and it never ends. Well, maybe that's not too bad of a scenario for this. Anyway, there's me thinking about this meme far, far too deeply, but there you go. Well, I assume that this is a joke, although he is this is rather convincing. Sitting on the curb, he looks upset. Man, really down on his luck. I hope someone did give him food, and he displayed a little hockey in exchange. I like to think that happened. What else do we have here? Molson Canadian. It's a beaver, and the beaver is staring into our soul and clutching his Molson Canadian beer. Is this an ad? Or is this just normal beaver behavior? Kind of like that goose drinking the coffee, or the beer, or the beavers drinking beer in Canada? What is going on in Canada? If I was just walking down a Canadian road, I see a goose chasing a man and stealing his coffee, and then a beaver drinking a beer, I guess I'd be prepared for it now. Because apparently that's just commonplace in Canada, according to these memes, which I know are totally accurate. Totally true and accurate depictions of Canadian culture. All right, that's a good ad. I'm guessing that's just an ad for beer. Next we have Meanwhile in Canada, and this time it is like Easter Island heads made out of snow. It's actually pretty well done. That's actually impressive. Like, I hope the Canadian streets are lined with stuff like this. That's actually impressive. Like, I'm not even kidding. When we barely get enough snow here in the United States, we're not skilled at making stuff out of snow. We don't get that much opportunity. We try to make a kind of crappy snowman. But in Canada, Canadians are just adapted to the snow so much. You've moved on to, like, these Easter Island tiki head things. Like, it's amazing. Wow. Okay, so this meme is basically highlighting the Canadian skill of snow sculpture, I guess. Very cool. Meanwhile, in Canada, again, a Canadian water skiing, beer in hand, and he's not even on skis. He is on a box of a beer box. A beer case. This has to be a beer ad or something. He stole the beer from the beaver before, and he is now he is now in pure Canadian fashion on the water skiing on a beer case. That's just impressive. I don't know. Americans like beer. I think this would gain any American's respect. Seeing this meme, man, seeing this in real life, that'd be. I really hope this is real. I don't think this is real, but I hope it is, because that's amazing. This would be amazing. But, okay. And finally, we have scraping the inside of your windshield, one of the many joys of being Canadian. Scraping the inside of your windshield, so there's ice on the inside of the windshield? And Canadians enjoy scraping it off. How does this happen? Sometimes on my windshield, there's like condensation, water, I guess. I've never had full-blown ice on the inside of my car. Is that a thing? Is that just a Canadian thing? Like, you have to be in Canada to even experience temperatures that would cause that? And this is a joy of being Canadian? I would be like, dang it, ice, get off. You're not only on the outside of my car, but the inside. I'd be like, curses. Canadians, what? It's kind of satisfying. Once you embrace the ice on the inside of your windshield, it's kind of satisfying. Maybe that is a better mindset to have. This is good. This is good for me to know. Sort of meditative. Your car is under 80 feet of snow, and you can just barely get inside. And apparently it's so cold, there's ice inside your windshield, and you just chill, meditate, scrape the ice off the inside of your windshield, like this meme. I don't know if that's at all what this meme was supposed to teach me, but I think that's a good lesson. And a good thing to kind of end on. Wow, I didn't even know this was possible. Like, he's literally scraping ice into the inside of his car. This picture. But you can say, for sure, that I enjoyed these quite a bit, and I learned some things. Some things I don't know if I was meant to learn. I feel like maybe like Canada's gonna come for me. I don't know if I was meant to know that the beavers are drinking all the beer and the geese are taking the coffee, or some of the secrets of getting ice off the inside of the car. But I can say that I very much enjoyed learning these sort of inside secrets of Canada, and just, the funny Canadian memes are always so enjoyable to just soak in and and enjoy every now and then. So I enjoyed this quite a bit. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canada and Canadian culture and stuff about Canada that I've never seen or learned before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.